Hello boys, Cool Yoshi here, and welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Currently back on Super Mario Sunshine. In the last episode, we finished 100% your auto beats. We found some of the blue coins, and they were obnoxious. More than 4 of them were hidden, and you could not find them manually. You literally just had to be spraying around randomly, and then you would randomly hit these little shine spots, which would spawn a blue coin, and that's how you get 4 of them. And another one was found, I believe, in another cataquack, which is a little bit different. And then another one was found in even more of an obnoxious way. I'll actually reset this level once after I do it, just so I can show you what I did for it, but man, it is crazy. So, as you guessed, we went through the entirety of Jolly Beats, but we missed a lot of the coins, so we're going to do that right now. And we'll start by collecting these blue coins, because they're the most obnoxious. There's 4 of them here, and 1 of them in another spot. Then we'll exit area to show you the final one. This one, by the way, will only spawn after you complete episode 2, but as confirmed by me, they can actually be collected in any episode you want. I've gone with episode 6 because it has the most available, and it also had Yoshi available in case I missed any of the Yoshi ones, but I did not miss any of them, thankfully. That being said, it is kind of hard to remember where they are, which is again why I'm getting these out of the way early. Yeah. And also, all these ones I'm getting, 3 of them are available in the first episode, technically, but most of them are only available later on. I probably should have done that one. Knock this guy off. Bounce out his head, which gives you a blue coin. And that deals with that first half. Now we're going to exit area and go back to Shine 6 and show you this last one from the beginning. And then, yes, we'll also catch Mario in here for the final time, which will unlock the final area in the game. We're going to this one early just because it's the most obnoxious to get back to, and if we finish off the 100%, we'll soon be forced into an inevitable cutscene which we can't get back to. That level takes the longest to get to, so to try and save some extra time, I'm doing that. And I'm still not doing any of the shines. Like, I feel like the simplest way of doing this 100% is to wait until the end of the run to do all of the shines. So anyways, so you know that melon thing, you know, where you take stuff to the thing where we had to take a melon to that Hershey or whatever? Well, you can actually take a papaya from here. This is the only papaya in the entire level, and it has to be a specific papaya, otherwise it doesn't work. We're gonna practice triple jumps because we need to triple jump to get up here. We can't get up here with a backflip. It has to be a triple jump. So, I'm gonna set this up and hope for the best. Okay, well, I got up there first try. Then we press X, and we get a blue coin from that, and if we save after this, we're gonna get into the map, and we'll see we have 30 coins in this area. Hooray, now we can finally move on to somewhere different. Because of stuff like that, I'm probably going to explore particularly the first episode a lot, and episodes I know where there's a lot of blue coins in, because most of the later blue coins do not come until later, but you can also get them very early. So, exiting the area once again, this time we're gonna actually get our second area or thing finished or whatever, which is the rocket nozzle. So, yeah, we're catching Sail Mario for the final time here. While it's not technically required to beat the game intends you to catch it up to them if you're doing this casually, which is what I am doing it now. To catch him to get the rocket nozzle. Compared to other Shadow Marios, this one is way more obnoxious. Now, I've never really said this before, and I probably should say this more. Shadow Mario has the default path that actually gets forced based off of whether or not you're behind him or forward from him. So, if you block him in one of the particular spots, he'll go a different way when he tries to run away. So, we can actually just force him to run around this circle here, if we want to. Because they'll take a different path based off of what we end up doing. Oh, I'm doing the wrong thing. That's what I was trying to do. Hit him, maybe. A little bit. Okay, this is not where I wanted him to go. I'm gonna have to chase him backwards here. I'm going too close to him. As you might have guessed, this is probably the most obnoxious of the Shadow Mario chases. Like, it makes literally the other ones compared to that a complete joke. Because, you cannot... Here we go, we got him. And yes, he is how you unlock the access. Shadow Mario is how you unlock access to the rocket nozzle and turbo nozzle in Delfina Plaza normally, but there is actually a way to get around it. If you do a trick to get up to this area early, which can be done as soon as you have access to Yoshi or even with other tricks, you can technically get up here sooner, but it is more harder to do. Alright, well, time to enter into the last level of the game, Pianta Village, which is where everything's supposed to get really hard, and it does. Shines 3 and 6 in particular are difficult, and this area has quite a few obnoxious blue coins as well to get. I'm actually going to do this in 2 phases. The first one will be me going through and defeating the guys normally, and then I'll go down on the mushrooms on the lower section to get that done later. Wow, there's already bees here, which is kind of strange. So you need to remember this flame thing right here. We're going to need that later for a problem later. Oh, jeez. The biggest problem is not necessarily the level's layout, it's dumb setups or where you go through it. It's not that. It's not any of that. It's simply based off of how many bad spots there are. While a spot seems to look easy at first glance, it's not actually as easy as it seems. Because this is the last level in the game, in addition to having an initial setup, this is one of the few of, I think, 2 levels. I think Surya Beach might be the other one, though I'm not quite confirmed it yet, but... As you might have guessed, it's possible to fall off and die immediately, anywhere in this stage. Anywhere in this stage. So if you make a very brutal mistake, you're going back to the beginning of this level, and frankly, I do not like that, so... I'm gonna start by just, I guess, just using all these things, because I don't really care. Because again, I do want to get some blue coins early. I think in number 2 I'll start accelerating downward. Let's see, does this actually give me anything? Nope. If anything, it makes me fall off. Okay, I'm gonna use this time to get one of the chomplets down. So, how you deal with the chomplets is you have to pick them up, which I'm not doing yet. And they will bounce off of random stuff, and the goal is to get them in the pond. And they all go in a specific location, and ideally you want to stop them at a specific point. And you need to get all 3 of them into the pond to finish this level, which is what I'm going to try and do now. Or at least I'll do them as they appear. It can be kind of tricky to line them up in order to actually get them in the pond. And you can see if you miss by even the slightest bit, you will do other stuff instead. Now, the reason why I'm trying not to go as slow as I am, because there's lava. All that you see right now is lava. Okay, well, that time we actually got him in. Thank goodness. These guys also have random patterns to them. Okay. And now Flood with the classic always be kind to your pet sessions. So once we do all of that, the shine spawns and then we can get it. But before we do anything else, we are gonna actually look for some more blue coins. Unfortunately, we can't actually get all of the blue coins right away because in order to get others, we need Yoshi to spawn, and Yoshi doesn't actually spawn to this level until much later. So we'll start by spraying this M here. Cutting another blue coin, and I guess just accelerating the level around some more. Because I already told you how frustrated I was with missing blue coins before, so I'll deal with other stuff. I don't actually want to do this level in terms of its speed, though, because there is a much better level for that. Now, I believe on one of these platforms, only, there's a spot where you can spray the wall that'll give you access to a blue coin, so we'll see if this one is it. Though I doubt it would actually give us a blue coin now, because that would only happen once it goes through other stuff. This looks very straightforward. I'm just like, I achieve, you, but really, it's not straightforward by any means. Any time I could mess up stuff. And here you can get a lot of coins really quickly. You just pound one of the ground areas and then suddenly, like, 15 coins pop up. You can do this on all of the spots, including this. So, that's why I'm going ahead and doing this right now. Collecting the blue coins while I have a chance. But yeah. In case you didn't already know, oh, from the name, by the way, this is the Pianta's original home, by the way. But, of course, there's lots of problems going on, such as the chomplets. Chomplets have been causing a lot of problems, and thus we have to figure them out and pick them up. Even more exploring will be done in episode 3, because that's where other stuff... This is a very lonely crate. Okay, never mind. It's not gonna have what I wanted anyway. Now, this area starts as nighttime initially, early on, but which I think is sort of a curse and sort of an action at the same time. Okay, I just asked if the jade droplets are gone or not, or I guess in somewhere else, but I've already done that, which is fine. Okay, that's more than enough. So I'm just going to claim the shine now. Just pound onto the shine, because why not? Alright, now I'm gonna actually do phase 2 while I go down there. Now, I believe starting in this level and from here on out, not confirmed in Rico, but at least in this level, you can collect the blue coins in whatever level you wish. The only big difference is there's one other level, in addition to others, where another secret happens. And then, yeah. Also, we don't have much time to talk because we have another Pentissimo race. This is supposed to be race number 3, but we're actually doing it as race number 2, which is really strange. And rather than actually going to the race, we're going to start by purposely falling down to here and pounding on these mushrooms. Just very slowly make our way to the central part where we'll pick up some other remaining blue coins. I'm doing this part, though, as an exploration part. If I mess up, I'm just going to go for the shine normally, because there is a much better time to do this. And you will have to do this later anyways. It's not required necessarily now, but it is required later. Okay, I'm just gonna right stick it here and look for stuff. Okay, well there is an M up there, so let's start by making our way to that first. Whoa! I didn't know you could fall through that thing. Good grief. That was scarier than it needed to be. Okay, well, on that note, I have to do this. Alright. Okay, I don't want to really die, or I don't want to do other fail stuff either, so I'll take a small look at the rest of this area and then just exit area so I don't lose a life from doing this. So we'll do that to get our water back strategically and then head back to the central part of this thing again. And yes, it changes between daytime and nighttime constantly. It's actually kind of confusing what time it is in Pianta Village half of the time. Pianta Village is also the second level to contain a secret shine in the randomness, because there's only one secret level in here. Beyond that, though, there's nothing much else, so time to actually do the shine proper, and this did spawn a new M over there. Which we're not going to get right now, but we will get later in a minute. First, just like before, we can beat him very easily through use of the slide. I actually prefer going the slow route for this part, because if you go too fast, you will mess up. And also, I messed up on the one shine that it doesn't even matter. This is what I mean by you can randomly die during that, but that was probably the dumbest way to die. I didn't even die in the correct way that I should have died. I just died because I went too far there. That's after I was trying to play careful. That proves why this level is so stupid, because although it's not too hard normally, once you start going up the trees, one mistake off of that and it just sends you to your doom. There's no way to avoid it, and it's also very lawn deaf too. So just like that, bam, we are back to the start again, which is like a minute I'm never getting back. I also didn't talk to him from the right way, so I'm gonna have a disadvantage here, but fine. It's so stupid. So that's the only way this race is actually hard. It's not necessarily hard to beat Pantismo, it's hard to avoid dying in that one spot. But then again, that's not even the hardest part. I just happened to screw up one thing, and that's what caused me to mess up. Okay. This time, let's actually do this properly. There, I'll just walk off manually to get there. I'll do whatever it takes to beat him. Okay. So we beat him. I don't care about his chat, by the way, because I'm just focused on doing some other stuff. Okay. Alright, time for the actual toughest level in this area. I'm not sure why I died on the level before that, but time for the actual toughest area in the game. This is where the level kind of gets flipped into the head, and I'll show you why in a second. Already the Goopy of Vril says something bad, and yeah, before we even enter the level, Shadow Mario's already taken his flood. And this level is super brutal because it has so many blue coins. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's M's everywhere, and we don't even have a flood to clean off the entire place. Yep, that's right. We have to do this entire level on foot, and suddenly there's also winds there. We can actually use these winds to damage boost across the entire thing, but I would never be able to do that. So instead, I'm going to show you the game's intended path. Remember this leftward path we took to there? Well, if we ground pound off it and head to the left, we can just barely fall down into one of these mushrooms. So just barely make it down to a reasonable spot that lets us get to the spot. And from there, we kind of just have to find a secret path to an area. But, as you saw from there, that's not actually the true secret. And also, because it's technically considered a regular level, we have to go for that cutscene every time we want to retry it. So it has a very long death animation. Essentially, this entire area ends up being a puzzle, and by the way, that was actually a death trap, in case you didn't already know us. So yeah, Shadow Mario's already taken FUD, which is already brutal, and we'll see that FUD has been placed in the middle of a Goopy Inferno, which I have to get to. And this is the intended path you go around, because there are still quite a few ways where you can enter this spot, and the way you're supposed to do this is you need to find a secret hidden platform that is not bad, that actually lets you continue on through stuff. There's actually quite a few different paths you can take, though. There's this hidden river, which I'm already in, which I probably should not be in. Okay, we got out of it. Again, dive jumping is about our only way to get some good distance on this. And we'll see that if you go enough around the level, you'll see that there's only a few locations where you can actually successfully enter secret spots. Okay, and he warns us about a couple of other extra things where if we go too slow on these gates, we'll actually fall off manually. So we have to be very quick. Oh, and in case you didn't already notice, there's shock guys hidden throughout the entire level, and if you hit any of them, you die instantly. This level is just really brutal. It takes a long time, and this is where my knowledge starts going to array, because I'm so used to people just doing a skip for this that I never actually figured out how to do it manually until I saw someone else do it, and that's when I realized that there was a secret path in here and all. So, as surprising as it is, that does actually look like a good path. I just happened to do really bad at it at the point. So, I don't know. I still don't know. If I can get up to the top, that's where things will become a little bit easier. But I've not gotten up to the top this time. Every time I've bonked on that so far. For some reason, that got cleaned off. There's quite a few different paths you can take, as you can see. I'm just gonna go through this as quickly as I can, while just trying to get to somewhere as fast as possible. That's about it. It would help if these bugs stopped moving around. It's because of these bugs that everything is brutal. Okay, well, we found a little secret hidden here. Oh, great. By the way, this whole part was a trap, by the way. Wow. Okay, at the very least I can exit area to avoid dying, but still this is brutal. So, at least now I know the true way to go through. As you can see, there's lots of traps where if you try and go to the end of each of those, they'll lead you to a dead end where either you'll fall off into the abyss or land on a mushroom and get nowhere. You have to complete the game's intended path if you want to do this without doing the damage boost that is. You can try and cost the Inferno, but it damages you on almost every time you touch it. It's kind of different that it'll, instead of just doing damage regularly, it'll damage you on every frame. And yeah. And this is where the level gets brutal, by the way. Yeah. In case you didn't already notice. If you take too long, you'll fall off. If you are too slow, you'll fall off. And if you fail to do anything else, you might fall off as well. At the very least, I'm gonna do this to see if there's extra stuff available. And yes, Shadow Mario did do all of this, in case you were wondering already. Okay, I can actually explore a little bit further, so I will explore up here to see if there are any other secrets. Oh, yeah, there is. There's secrets in both this leftward spot and this rightward spot. So as you can see, your only really good gift is that you have freedom a little bit to move around the areas in whichever way you want. So there are quite a few different paths you can take as a result. And that would be helpful if I actually figured out where these are. And again, if you reset each of these, you can climb your way slowly to the end. Okay, well, yeah. As you might have guessed, though, almost all of these are traps, but it's still cool that you have many ways of getting down there. However, there's only one way that actually leads to the mayor. So, yeah. It seemed like an easy shine to understand until I quickly figured out how annoying it actually is. Because now I suddenly figure out that there's a bunch of electrical enemies charging around, all with random movement. Ugh. I can see why they are there now, because honestly, man. Oh, see, that in that case I was a little too fast. Obviously, since I've already meant, this is right away where my knowledge stops of the game completely, is on the Shine, which is where I am probably going to take a lot of time before I actually complete it. If I start dying on this one too much, maybe beyond a certain point, I may actually cut out part of this just to tell you what happens after I get to the end, but I also kind of want to show you some of the other stuff. So at minimum, I will show the full run, but I probably will end up cutting out some stuff if I die more than, like, say, 5 times, especially if I end up game overing. Because the way my setup is going, even if I had extra lives, I probably could have game overed. In fact, if I didn't do any extra life grabbing, then I would have at least game overed on the Sandbird level by now, and a couple of other levels as well. Because I've died at least plus or 5 times or whatever. And I have only 4 lives to begin with in a speedrun, so that meant that I've game overed at least a couple of times, but you don't actually see any of those because I didn't actually do anything beyond that. Okay, well, I guess at least the first part is straightforward, but it just doesn't help that these enemies with the random movement just make it so much more obnoxious. And yes, we have to make it all the way to the end here. That thing nearly hit me. Oh, I just realized what I have to do. What? What? It didn't even lead me to what I was expecting. This game is so stupid sometimes. See, this is why I don't like the Shine. It's very unclear where to actually go. It's very unclear where to jump, and I still don't know if I know the full route, so that means it's probably going to take me at least 3 deaths to get through this, which is why I've dealt with that. Why I decided to go with the hardest level so early, I don't know. And yeah. And yes, in case I didn't already tell you, this is the most brutal Mario game ever created. I feel like it has way too many unfair spots and needs to just be balanced a little bit more. At first, it seemed way too easy, but then when these Flood Shine started coming to play, it actually seemed more like the most brutal Mario game ever created. I'm sure there's at least several reviews of this game complaining it's so hard to beat, actually, because keep in mind, this is any percent. To beat the game, this Shine has to be beaten. That's what makes it so brutal. And I can't even stop for anything. Ugh. Again, part of the reason why I didn't really beat this game as a kid is because I thought it was way too hard. It kind of is. It's probably actually, honestly, the hardest 3D Mario game comparatively. Like, I'd much rather play Super Mario Odyssey than this. Okay, I almost died on that part again, and I got an annoying pattern here. Okay, well, I think I figured out how to do this. I need to look down, make sure I jump at the right time, and there we go. We actually got to the right spot this time. What? Whoa! Jeez. Don't scare me like that. I already had a brutal time just getting to this part. Let's at least take a braver time to see where I'm supposed to go next and where I can get up. From the looks of it, probably up there and up to the left is where I have to go. I hate this shine so far, by the way. It is by far my least favorite shine I've had to do. Like, this entire shine within itself is a maze, and I don't like it. So far. Ah! Okay, I just got up there. That helps out a lot. Okay, I know I have to... Probably my other biggest problem is not pressing the button correctly. Okay, at the very least I was able to do that properly. And it's also allowed me to search off... Wait. How do I get down there? That's the question. Can I actually slide down there? Or can I not? If I just screwed up or something. I don't know. Regardless, I don't care. I need my extra life anyway. Well, there's a couple of mushrooms I can land on, but I'm not sure if that's actually the correct way or not. Okay. Okay, I think what I need to do is just move this here. And then, well... See, that's why I didn't want to do that, by the way. And once you fall off one of the spots, it literally denies you from exiting the area. Okay, so, well, good to know. That's a trap one-up. Do not get that. But at the same time, I needed to start getting extra one-ups because I was just dying like crazy in this shine. I finally understand where to go, so we're just gonna try and get through this as fast as possible and hope for the best. That's all I can really do at this point. Back when this game was first run, by the way, it was quite difficult to even complete a run of this, because there's so many places to just straight up die in there. I can see why nobody used to like speedrunning this game. Of course, now it's one of the most popular speedruns on YouTube, but casually, this game seems horrendous when you first play it. At least just for me, I've been dying like crazy. Alright, if I complete this on this attempt, I probably won't cut it out, but if I haven't completed it by the end, I'll finish off the video on a shine and then cut it out because it's just been really brutal. At least we know where to go. That's the good part. This seems a lot easier. This looks a lot harder than it actually is because in the end it looks just like an initial puzzle, but it's way hard. Not as easy as it seems, as you might have guessed. Okay. Y, and then A. Wait, and then go. Keep in mind, these things still have random patterns. Okay. Look down. Fall down. Made it. Reach the one up, and then we go on. My only setup is just gonna be on this part, just so I don't miss the rope. You can do this faster, obviously. You can dive and do a couple of other strategies, but most of those strategies don't end up actually working out, which is why I'm doing it a slower way, just to make sure I get to the thing. Okay, now I need to clarify what I have to do here. I need to get up there, head up to the top, head to the right, kick that thing all the way over to the side, and then go all the way to the left and kick it up, and I think that's how I finally get to the mirror. So let's do this, shall we? If I do a double mushroom bounce, I could just make it up here manually. Right? Right? Okay, no. Okay, I should be able to get up top here. Wow. Keep in mind, all of this is on an eternal timer because soon Mario will fall off if you go too slow. So we have to go for this essentially as fast as we can. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't press Y. I was so tempted to press Y here. And you see, now we have to get out of this area, which is done by doing this. And then we see that there is a small bit of leeway here. We'll see these coins here. That's where we have to follow for the second half. And I do not like any of them, so I'm just going to backflip and single jump through all of these and dive to this last one, and there we go. Once we finally get Flood Pack, the entire level is all just about cleaning up all of this scoop. And then once you finally finish it, there's 10 plus or whatever red coins that have to be attained. Okay, so we finally got Flood back after who knows how long, and now this one section is going to be the most brutal section in the game. Or at least for 100%. This is the episode out of all the episodes that has by far the most lines ever. And you can still die in it. If you mess up anything here, it's possible to still die in it. So, for one, we're going to start by cleaning off as much of this fire as possible and essentially just remove the entire thing. So essentially undoing all of Shadow Mario's hard work here. We want to do this because if we don't at least clean off an initial part by the time we run out of water, we will end up dying if we touch any of this, because each time one of the characters gets hit, or okay, I've probably already mentioned it. If Mario takes any damage here, he does this kind of wacky motion which stuns him for a predetermined amount of time, and then just dies after that point, and it's really brutal. And there's not really many places to get water back in this level either, so yeah. This is kind of a homage to the cleaning level that we're gonna get next, and thankfully this didn't take as long as I thought. Again, most of the confusion was just trying to figure out what to do. I feel like if I did this level in future attempts, I would not have as much problems. It's mostly just the problem that, like I said before, that I've never beaten this game before, that it is so brutal to get anything done here. Okay, can we stomp on this guy to get stuff? Now, not all of it will deal damage. Only the large bits deal damage, but you'd be surprised how much damage you take. Okay, so now we've done that, let's actually go to the central part, which has the most important part of the entire section. By removing this entire central part and more, we will find some hidden piantas. As soon as we find them, that is. And we can clean them off to get blue coins each. That's where all the blue coins are hidden. That's why this level's so brutal for 100%. Because if you want to do this level efficiently on 100%, you have to get all of the specific blue coins, which follows a specific route, by the way, and clear the level in one try. Otherwise, you're going back to the beginning. Thankfully, we could technically go down there again and do other stuff, but there's no point in risking it, so we may as well clean up and get all the blue coins that are available, at least from Pianta Collects and a couple of other stuff. And our first one we're going to do is one that's kind of similar to the one we did in the actual regular level, I mean Delfino Plaza. He has a blue coin, of course, so we have to pick it up. And the central part is where all of the pinatas appear. There's also a hidden M in one of these as well. There's so many of hidden things, it's actually ridiculous. Like, at least 2 of these spots have hidden M's that you would never find in a normal playthrough. They're supposed to just go exploring. No. Okay. There's also fire everywhere, by the way. I nearly ran into one of them. that was scary. Okay. This is quite a bit more goop, by the way, than the other stuff. You can tell, because this is supposed to be the last level of the game, that Shadow Mario is literally throwing everything he can to stop him. But out of all the puzzles, this one is probably the most brutal of all of them. It's just so difficult to get anything done, and there's just so many coins hidden everywhere. Okay, let's see if I can get the guaranteed drop here. What I mean by guaranteed drop is each of those bubbles you spawn, if you jump on them manually, they can give you water. But it depends on where they are even located. Okay, let's do this a little bit faster. I think the actual Sill's a little bit worse for this. So we're going to do like a pattern where we go in and clean off stuff like a center and go like that to clean off most of the loop this time. This is sort of risky, but sort of not, because you'll clean off the wire before you get anywhere messy up, but it's just really brutal. There's the hidden M, by the way, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way, which gives us a blue coin, and we still have more to clean, so yeah. Again, since this is my first time getting here, I feel like since I already died a lot in some of the other levels, I think I need to give Mario extreme punishment, which means I'm cleaning up this entire mess. I don't want to leave anything, honestly, because if I ever left anything, I wouldn't be a good Mario, would I? Would I? Because if I go even slower, I may miss a blue coin, which is what I'm trying to do. And that's what that looks like, by the way. Because it was in just kind of a different... Whoa! Excuse me. I think I was glitched under the water for a second. I'm not sure what happened there, but I was stuck in the water and it wouldn't actually let me refill my jetpack, which is kind of interesting. I'm surprised that happened at all. Gotta destroy all crates and all regular stuff in this area before I can confirm this level as fully beaten. Of course, those enemies keep on showing up, trying to ruin my day by slowly cleaning up the mess, making an even dirtier mess than what I started. If I end up dying after all this, I'm gonna be kind of flustered, since I did all this cleaning only for it to amount to absolutely nothing. Okay, so that at minimum should get the paths clean, and then I'll try and think of something else. There's not a lot of spots to heal as well, so it's partially why I was trying to avoid damage for so long. And I don't trust any of the M's here. I need to make sure that gets cleaned out. The M that you saw on the left, by the way, that's probably the biggest of the annoying secrets to get on this level. The fact that there's one literally hidden in all of the goop light. If you go through this shine normally and try and clean up all the stuff, the thing gets really brutal. Okay, so I've counted at least 2 blue coins gotten this way. And I think what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take a break, or a second, well, not right away, actually. I still have the tops to clean. Also, I completely forgot that every time Mario gets hit by lava that isn't the instant kill lava, well, he sometimes says, "Mama." What do you think of that? A plumber that's supposed to be saving the world. He gets hit by lava and suddenly he cries for his mama. I just don't get this game. Sometimes I just don't get this game sometimes. Like, I completely forgot about that, by the way. Mario just saying mama. He gets hit in lava. Doesn't always happen, but it's one of the things he can say, I guess. Okay, well, I don't want to waste too much time in this level, so what I'm going to do is do this. And I'm going to check to make sure I've gotten all of the episode 3 only coins, and then I'll come back when I'm finished. Well, boys, we are back, and whoop-de-doo, whoop-de-doo-de-doo. Look what fun we might have. Okay, I'm starting to get a little ridiculous here. Anyways, I checked to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I found out that I have actually indeed gotten everything. It was quite brutal getting to this part, but as far as I know, the only M's that I know about are the hidden M in the lava, which I knew about from the beginning, that Pianta on fire, and then finally the one up here. That is about it. I do not know any of the other ones. And also, this guy sprinkling off his water can actually hit you. It's really strange, but he can hit you. Oh, actually, wait, no, it's that. But anyway, we clean this guy off at the time of the shrine. We save the mayor of Piñata Village to finally get the shine. Holy crap, this one took longer. And I'm not gonna cut out this because it was quick enough. But man, did that waste a lot of time or what? That's probably one of the harder shines to deal with. Again, you're not intended to go for the center at all. You're supposed to take the side path, which you show. We essentially had to go down through sort of like a puzzle of some sorts and find the way all the way to the exit to actually make it through that. Okay, thankfully for the last one, we get a much more straightforward shine. It takes some time, but at the very least, it's not quite as bad as the other shine was. And for starters, I'm gonna spray a sign just to make sure I didn't remember, because while I was waiting to check whether or not the coins for helping the specific characters was there, I found that that's one of the coins you can get, so I thought I would go ahead and get that, and beyond that, I don't actually know many other coins here. So this one does have a small trick. If you ground pound onto the Chain Palm's toast, you can lead him over to the area where he has to get cleaned much quicker than what you would expect. So you can clean him off partially to the point where he becomes and it can take a while, by the way, to actually clean this off properly. Which makes them chill down for a second, and then we have to pull him all the way into his bath to actually finish off the sign. The fastest way of doing this shine is to try and lead him in such a way by taking a specific path where he goes all the way to the right, which is why I avoided purposely making him angry. So, yeah. Fortunately, I did not get that correct. Unfortunately, this guy's path is kind of random, so it can be really annoying to get also. So we'll just kind of chill, collect this blue coin while we're here. Just kind of ignoring everything, ignoring the big brute that's kind of just going around the area like a maniac and just going for this instead. Yeah, I know, Fly. You don't have to tell me that more than twice. Okay, at the very least, I'm gonna cool him off down partially through. And actually, I think I need to do it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, please. Nope. Okay, got him just at the right time. Okay, now we're close enough to the point where we can pull him in. So now we have to pull him all the way into this bath, which uses this, and then he will give us our 4th shine or whatever this is. And before I do this, I'm going to get the obnoxious coins now, which are the triangle coins of this level. Okay, let's start with this one. Wow, this one takes a longer time than I expected. There we go. That looks like it's on the other side of the leftward spot. If I could figure out where it is. Oh wait, the crates I know are over the left. Okay, never mind. I know where they both are now. It gets that one out of the way, but I still think I need the X as well. You know, that would really help if I did not miss that slide up. That's how you get most of these timer coins, by the way, is to just slide straight to the end. If you try walking manually, you'll never get them. It always runs out before you finish off. There are a couple ones you could just barely scrape by, but beyond that, there's not much you can do. It would help if I could get a side flip or two. Or in this case, I don't think I even have backflip. I'm not sure if I even have a backflip in this. Because the backflip looks like a side flip. You know, we'll go for this one as well. Please? Okay. That was a partial spin. That one didn't even look like it gained a lot of height. There we go. Sometimes I feel kind of annoyed when the game is not giving me the side flips I want. Okay, well, yeah, that's what I thought. So I tried to climb that tree for fun, but the truth is you need the rocket nozzle to get up to it. The nozzles in this level spawn way later, and now we're going to actually collect this shine. By the way. Okay, that nearly brings us up to 50. I believe if you were to play this game for just go as fast as possible, the lowest shines you can beat this game with, I think, normally is 49 or 50, but because of skips, there are quicker ways of doing this, and also, we've unlocked a new area, apparently. So, Noki Bay has been activated, and if in case you already noticed, Noki Bay is one of the last levels in the game. But yeah, we're starting to get to the point where we're nearly done with the entire game, because after counting all the stuff, I remember there are 7 episodes in total, in addition to the regular shine. That means normally you beat the game with 50 shines if you're just going for just the 7 shines in each episode. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video as we continue for this gosh dang hard area known as Pinata Village, because, yeah, I don't like Pinata Village, but it's about to become a little bit more fun, though, I would hope. Because there is a way to get a, technically, full, 100 coin shine a little bit earlier, so we probably will try and go for that. And if we had a chance. Otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.